بسم الله الرحمن الرحيم.
سبح اسم ربك الأعلى الذي خلق فسوى والذي قدر فهدى والذي أخرج المرعى فجعله غثاء أحوى سنقرئك فلا تنسى إلا ما شاء الله إنه يعلم الجهر وما يخفى ونيسرك لليسرى فذكر إن نفعت الذكرى سيذكر من يخشى ويتجنبها الأشقى الذي يصلى النار الكبرى ثم لا يموت فيها ولا يحيا قد أفلح من تزكى وذكر اسم ربه فصلى بل تؤثرون الحياة الدنيا والآخرة خير وأبقى إن هذا لفي الصحف الأولى صحف إبراهيم وموسى.
بسم الله الرحمن الرحيم.
هل أتاك حديث الغاشية وجوه يومئذ خاشعة عاملة ناصبة تصلى نارا حامية تسقى من عين آنية ليس لهم طعام إلا من ضريع لا يسمن ولا يغني من جوع وجوه يومئذ ناعمة لسعيها راضية في جنة عالية لا تسمع فيها لاغية فيها عين جارية فيها سرر مرفوعة وأكواب موضوعة ونمارق مصفوفة وزرابي مبثوثة أفلا ينظرون إلى الإبل كيف خلقت وإلى السماء كيف رفعت وإلى الجبال كيف نصبت وإلى الأرض كيف سطحت فذكر إنما أنت مذكر لست عليهم بمسيطر إلا من تولى وكفر فيعذبه الله العذاب الأكبر إن إلينا إيابهم ثم إن علينا حسابهم.
بسم الله الرحمن الرحيم.
والفجر وليال عشر والشفع والوتر والليل إذا يسر هل في ذلك قسم لذي حجر ألم تر كيف فعل ربك بعاد إرم ذات العماد التي لم يخلق مثلها في البلاد وثمود الذين جابوا الصخر بالواد وفرعون ذي الأوتاد الذين طغوا في البلاد فأكثروا فيها الفساد فصب عليهم ربك سوط عذاب إن ربك لبالمرصاد فأما الإنسان إذا ما ابتلاه ربه فأكرمه ونعمه فيقول ربي أكرمن وأما إذا ما ابتلاه فقدر عليه رزقه فيقول ربي أهانن كلا بل لا تكرمون اليتيم ولا تحاضون على طعام المسكين وتأكلون التراث أكلا لما وتحبون المال حبا جما كلا إذا دكت الأرض دكا دكا وجاء ربك والملك صفا صفا وجيء يومئذ بجهنم يومئذ يتذكر الإنسان وأنى له الذكرى يقول يا ليتني قدمت لحياتي فيومئذ لا يعذب عذابه أحد ولا يوثق وثاقه أحد يا أيتها النفس المطمئنة يا أيتها النفس المطمئنة ارجعي إلى ربك راضية مرضية فادخلي في عبادي وادخلي جنتي.
بسم الله الرحمن الرحيم.
لا أقسم بهذا البلد وأنت حل بهذا البلد ووالد وما ولد لقد خلقنا الإنسان في كبد أيحسب أن لن يقدر عليه أحد يقول أهلكت مالا لبدا أيحسب أن لم يره أحد ألم نجعل له عينين ولسانا وشفتين وهديناه النجدين فلاقتحم العقبة وما أدراك ما العقبة فك رقبة أو إطعام في يوم ذي مسغبة يتيما ذا مقربة أو مسكينا ذا متربة ثم كان من الذين آمنوا وتواصوا بالصبر وتواصوا بالمرحمة أولئك أصحاب الميمنة والذين كفروا بآياتنا هم أصحاب المشأمة عليهم نار مؤصدة.
Oh Ramadan, month of mercy you are, welcome Ramadan, Ramadan, Ramadan.
In the midst of human distress and hardship, you'll find us. Human Appeal Australia's foundation was built over 3 decades ago on a firm commitment to serving mankind and strengthening humanity's resistance against global devastation. Our story began in 1991 by sponsoring 20 orphans in Sudan and later flourishing into something far beyond that. Today, we are facilitating the sponsorship of over 27,000 orphans across 16 countries, covering essentials like food, water, clothing and education. We prioritise working towards sustainable lifelines, ensuring that those in need have the resources to develop their own lives. Amongst all of this, however, lies our most significant contribution to humanity. In prompt response, we quickly became one of the most active humanitarian organisations, taking a firm stance on the front lines and tackling the most debilitating circumstances. As we all know, the past 15 months in Gaza carried unimaginable grief for over 2 million civilians trapped in the besieged area. Our Gaza emergency campaign from the very beginning has been operating non-stop to distribute the most critical supplies to thousands of civilians facing an unimaginable crisis. Upon the outbreak of the war, we facilitated paramedics working around the clock to aid in transporting and treating injured civilians. Thousands of medical and hygiene packs were delivered to Al Shifa Hospital, the biggest medical facility in all of Gaza. In the midst of the bombardment, Human Appeal Australia renovated Al Hilal International Hospital to apply much-needed medical intervention, lifting the pressure from the already diminishing healthcare system. Thousands of food parcels, hot meals, bread portions and vegetable hampers were distributed to displaced families by our team in Gaza. Around 10,000 containers of milk were also delivered to ensure children under the age of 2 receive their required nutritional intake amid a widespread famine. Over 45 million litres of clean, desalinated water was distributed and used to water 200 acres of farmland designed to cultivate fresh produce for local civilians. Even after a ceasefire deal has been reached, we are mobilising more efforts into rebuilding Gaza and restoring the lives of those who have lost everything. 1,600 tents were allocated to Gaza to provide shelter for families who no longer have a home to return to. Our most recent emergency appeals have facilitated aid in the most difficult regions, including Lebanon, Syria, and Sudan, amongst many others. While we operate overseas, we remain committed to our community at home in Australia. On a local scale, we introduced our Hope initiative, helping elderlies engage and fight against the COVID-19 pandemic. We utilise resources to aid those affected by floods and bushfires in Australia, providing parcels of food and hygiene kits to families in need. We have also provided financial assistance to those in need locally, notably refugees from Gaza. Our community care department over the years has also implemented a number of engaging initiatives, including the Divine Legacy Conference Tour and High Achievers Awards. These events have attracted thousands of our nationwide community, bringing joy and inspiration to many. Today, we remain steadfast upon our journey, and with the help of generous supporters like you, our impact continues to grow and transform the masses. By renewing our commitment to this cause, we call upon you to join us on this blessed mission and bring hope to our brothers and sisters in need all over the world.
Oh Ramadan, oh Ramadan, month of mercy you are. Welcome Ramadan, Ramadan, Ramadan.
Brothers, my sisters, the main aim of this entire month of Ramadan is to seek the forgiveness and to achieve it after all, which will then bring about closeness to the Almighty. Aisha, may peace be upon her, the mother of the believers, may Allah be pleased with her, she says that I asked the messenger, if I were to witness the night of decree or the night of power, Laylatul Qadr, what should I say? He says, say, Allahumma innaka afuwun tuhibbul afwa fa'fu anni. Oh Allah, you are most forgiving, you love to forgive, so forgive me. That hadith, that narration and that supplication show that what we're supposed to be achieving is the forgiveness of Allah Almighty. And like I said, learn to forgive others. Try, look, search within yourself. You know what? When you let go, not only will you be doing yourself a favor, but you will actually be earning the pleasure of Allah Almighty. Why should Allah forgive you and I? Allah doesn't need us. But when you show that you also have a quality of mercy, Allah has mercy on you. Irhamu man fil ardi, yarhamkum man fis sama. Have mercy upon those on earth, and Allah will have mercy upon you. The one in the skies will have mercy upon you. My brothers, my sisters, these are the most powerful nights of this beautiful month of Ramadan. Don't waste them. They will not come back. Once they're gone, they're gone. Try to say the dua and the supplication throughout the night, or at least some portion of the night, or at least while you're doing your suhoor. Because when you're doing your suhoor, we have many factors that we need to look at. One is, it's the last third of the night, which itself is already auspicious. It's the time of tahajjud. It's the time when Allah Almighty is calling, is there anyone who's asking so that I can give? And this happens every single day. If it is in Ramadan and it's in the last 10 nights of Ramadan and it is one of the odd nights, chances are very, very high that Allah will forgive you. Once Allah forgives you, all the other supplications would come in. They are secondary. The primary supplication is, oh Allah, forgive my shortcomings. Oh Allah, forgive me. Oh Allah, guide me. Oh Allah, help me. The rest of it is going to come. If we were to ask Allah for worldly items before we seek forgiveness, how would we be in terms of our supplication to Allah? We would actually be very miserly. We want what we want, but we don't want to please Allah. So the first thing you ask Allah, oh Allah, be pleased with me, forgive my shortcomings. I'm a human being, I make mistakes, I have made mistakes, I sin and I have sinned, but I will not do it again, and I'm going to try my best to be the best possible person that I can. I will fulfill my instructions, or the instructions you've placed on my shoulders. I'm going to do my best, I'm going to change my life, I'm going to strengthen me, and so on. You ask Allah, oh Allah, strengthen me. So when all this happens, you would achieve the pleasure of Allah Almighty. But if you are not going to feel the importance of these nights, and if the issue or the matter of Laylatul Qadr does not interest you, then you have a lot to work on.
ربنا آتنا في الدنيا حسنة وفي الآخرة حسنة وقنا عذاب النار. ربنا آتنا في الدنيا حسنة وفي الآخرة حسنة وقنا عذاب النار. ربنا آتنا في الدنيا حسنة وفي الآخرة حسنة وقنا عذاب النار. ربنا آتنا في الدنيا حسنة وفي الآخرة حسنة وقنا عذاب النار. ربنا آتنا في الدنيا حسنة وفي الآخرة حسنة وقنا عذاب النار.
الله أكبر الله أكبر الله أكبر الله أكبر. أشهد أن لا إله إلا الله. أشهد أن لا إله إلا الله. أشهد أن محمدًا رسول الله. أشهد أن محمدًا رسول الله. حي على الصلاة. حي على الصلاة. حي على الفلاح. حي على الفلاح. الله أكبر الله أكبر. لا إله إلا الله.
اللهم رب هذه الدعوة التامة والصلاة القائمة آت محمدا الوسيلة والفضيلة وابعثه مقاما محمودا الذي وعدته. O Allah, owner of this perfect call and owner of this prayer to be performed, grant Muhammad the right of intercession and superiority, and send him to the best and highest place in paradise, which you have promised him.
Bismillah ar-Rahman ar-Rahim. Assalamu alaikum. And we welcome Ramadan and wish you all a very healthy and happy Ramadan. Today I am grateful to PAMASA and Human Appeals for providing me this opportunity to talk about a very important topic of oral hygiene. Let me introduce myself. My name is Dr. Shiraz Barki. I am the principal dentist at Lightsview Dental at Lightsview. Oral hygiene, as we know, is very, very important, not because of the cleaning of the teeth, because it is the oral cavity is the pathway to all our systems. So anything which goes into our mouth ultimately travels to the body. And it is very important, particularly during Ramadan, that we keep our oral hygiene optimum. So what we need to do is, we need to brush our teeth after our Sahar and after our IFTAR. Sometimes we may be very busy and we do not have time. We have to rush for prayers, but we need to spare some time, at least 5 minutes, twice a day, minimum twice a day, to brush our teeth. I will show you some of the techniques for brushing. So our brush should be soft. It should not be hard, and we should not be applying too much pressure on our teeth. We should be gentle to our teeth. So we should brush the outer side, and we can tilt our brush towards the gum so that we can clean the area between the gums and the teeth. So we scrub like that, and then we rotate and clean all the teeth, including the front teeth and the back teeth. And we should not forget that we are not only cleaning the outer surface, but we are cleaning the inner surfaces of the teeth as well, and the inside of the front teeth as well. And after doing that, we need to brush the chewing surfaces of both sides. And in the end, we need to clean the back side of the very last molars. Similarly, we'll repeat the same exercise for the lower teeth. Outside, inside, chewing surface, inside the front teeth and behind the very last teeth. After doing the brushing, we use a dental floss, which is a waxed thread, and that needs to be used to clear the contact between the teeth. So after doing the flossing, it is important that we use an interdental brush. An interdental brush is a small pixter bottle brush sort of thing, and that can be used to clean between the two teeth under the contact area, and that needs to be done after every meal. This is very, very important, because the normal brushing will clean all the other surfaces but will not be able to brush in between the teeth. So this interdental brush or pixter is very, very important gadget to clean in between the teeth. And after doing the brushing, then we need to use some sort of mouthwash, particularly alcohol-free mouthwash, because it doesn't dry the mouth and doesn't cause any harmful effect to the oral cavity. Particularly in the month of Ramadan, because we are fasting the whole day, the mouth can be dry for longer period of time and we may dehydrate. So it is very important that we brush twice a day and keep our teeth and gums healthy, because the normal function of the saliva may be lacking because of the dehydration during fasting. We are all interested to know how to look after the braces or how to clean the teeth with the braces on, because this is a trend these days. Most of my patients are wearing braces or Invisalign. So it is very, very important to clean under the brackets, in between the teeth and under the wire. So we can use different types of brushes, particularly the interdental brush, and we can use them in between the brackets under the wire. This is very important that we brush them with the normal toothbrush over the wire and then under the wire as well. So we need to clean the teeth. Because of the wire, the teeth are divided into two halves, and then we use the interdental brush. So keeping your braces and teeth and gums healthy is very, very important for the success of your orthodontic treatment. So I wish you all the best and keep yourself safe and healthy during the month of Ramadan. Thank you very much.
Oh Ramadan, month of mercy, Allah. Welcome Ramadan, Ramadan.
Bismillah, alhamdulillah, wassalatu wassalamu ala rasulillah. What a journey. MashaAllah, it was a beautiful experience. Very enlightening, very rich with history. Many places we visited here. And the road trip is so amazing. And just, I want you to share. If you look around here, how beautiful is this? How beautiful is that? Subhanallah. Subhanallah al-Azim. Subhanallah. إن في خلق السماوات والأرض واختلاف الليل والنهار لآيات. Well, I did have a little information about the history of the camel ears, but this trip expanded my knowledge. I actually went through the journey they went through, starting with Port Augusta, Corn, Farina, and then ended up with Marie, which was fascinating. Having the walk in their journey, stopping where they used to stop. And every stop we visited graveyards, we visited sites that they were there. You can see the hard work they put to build these little communities around Australia, in the harsh outback of Australia. So it was very important for me to see that and to learn more about them.
It's a habit of mine, I can help it. Thank you so much, Mama.
Thank you.
Nice to see you. See you again.
And I should have grabbed you first.
Inshallah.
Inshallah.
Inshallah. Sorry, we see you again.
Inshallah.
Inshallah.
I'll learn.
Most of these brothers buried here today are they play a major role in building the first mosque in Australia, Adelaide Mosque, Adelaide City Mosque. This is a big sadaqah jariyah,
My thoughts about this graveyard, I'm glad there's a Muslim side here, Afghani side here, believe it or not, all over Australia, Maori, Alice Springs. We've got graveyards all over Australia that got our people here.
I always been fascinated to learn more about history in general, specifically about our history, Muslim history. in particular Afghan Cameleers. It was inspiring to learn more about the hardship they faced and you know, how they contribute to our country here in Australia.
عزيز وجل شانك واعتلت قدرتك يا رحمن أقوله والقلوب بقدرتك تقدر تقدر.
Yes, I have had experience in Australia where I've felt that I don't belong in this country, and that's got to do with when I first migrated here. You know, I didn't have any friends, and I obviously coming from a different part of the world, having a different culture, I felt that, you know, I was not being accepted, and a lot of the you know, university friends that I had, or I would say my classmates, they would not want to do their assignments with me, so I was pretty much stuck doing my own studies, which was a bit difficult initially, and that I was able to cope up with later on after I've engaged with the Muslim community here.
Yeah, so my name is Brother Saad. I'm from Pakistan. We've got the driver here with us. Hello, everyone. Fahim. Yeah, so we're heading right now to the underground bakery in Farina. 1878. We're here in Farina right now. So we're gonna go explore the bakery now. Let's see if it's open. Alright. Yo.
Assalamualaikum boys, we're here at this bakery. Apparently, I think it's underground.
Yep.
It's closed.
We came so excited for the bakery.
Who's we?
All of us, man.
Yeah.
And it looks closed right now.
Brother Muhammad, what are you feeling? I mean, just give me a bit of your feeling coming all the way here, and especially in this cemetery.
Subhanallah, it's a strange feeling.
Yeah.
Feeling of you know, our sisters, our other sisters who came all the way from Afghanistan, Muslims exploring this land, putting their fingerprints everywhere they go. You know, trying to provide for their nations and help everyone here have a very good relationship with the First Nation, the Aboriginal, indigenous people of Australia. We are proud of what they did in the past, and that, you know, make us, you know, more connected to the land, more connected to Australia in terms of history. You know, we're here for many years and for a very long time.
I do feel like Australia is my country, but at the same time, I don't, because I don't have that sense of you know, connectivity with Australia. After this trip, I do have a better sense of belonging. I do feel more as an Australian, because I do feel like I didn't before going on this trip. I actually had no clue how about the Afghan Cameleers and how there is a Muslim community as well, and it goes back in the outback as well.
The struggle our youth face these days, a lot of distraction, a lot of identity crisis, you know, peer pressure. There's a lot of issues that our youth has, and it is our duty as educators, Muslim leaders in Adelaide, sheikhs, imams, to put a lot of effort. Parents at home, we work together, like every stakeholder should put effort to preserve our youth Muslim identity, to help them to grow as Muslims, that they are proud of their identity as Muslims, practicing Muslims, and also as Australians. There's no contradiction between the two.
So now we have Max here, Max Dodla Boluch, who is actually one of the descendants of Afghan Cameleers. who born here in Mari, in the city of Mari, and he raised here. And one of the things he said this morning to me, that he never go to the cities unless he's sick.
So after meeting with them, talking with them, and visiting those towns as well, I do have a better sense of belonging as an Australian.
So yes, there has been some information that I've learned, which I wasn't aware of before the trip, because I thought that the Muslim history and culture in Australia is just very poor, and then it was almost non-existent. But since this trip, I've got to learn that the culture of Islam in Australia is, in South Australia as a matter of fact, is very rich, which we were not aware of. And after going to this trip, I have come to know about this. And not only that, I've done other research as well. I was in the trip, because seeing all these historic places and being able to do research while you are in that place present was another thing that I was able to, I felt as if I was going through the history itself. And when I was learning all that, I felt that this is something that was we were not aware of, and this has made my my opinion change about the Islamic culture in Australia.
The challenging when you speak to someone about the Muslim Kamalis is you don't know much about them. If you don't know much about your history, then it's going to be a challenge to talk about it. It's going to be a challenge to explain to people who don't know anything about the history of the Kamalis. So I think the best way is to educate our youth about the history of the Kamalis. So it's not a challenge for them to explain that to others.
The center of this trip, which was to visit the oldest mosque in Australia, that was the Murray Mosque, and that place just was full of rich and this spirituality. Once you go there, you'll feel that positive energy that all these Afghan Cameliers brought in this place, and it's just such a blessed place. And it's just, you have to be there to understand that. And one of the things is just when we were trying to find it in early morning, it's we had difficulties finding that place, and it made me wonder why such a historic place is so difficult to find. And then I figured out that it's because there's just no trace of it. And such things as simple as putting it on Google Maps was not done. So I've taken the step to want to pursue this and get in touch with Google so that we can put that on Google Maps, and so that if any of our Muslim brothers or sisters want to visit, or not just Muslims but other people who want to learn about the history and the culture that has helped Australia become the country that it is today, it is important that they're also able to find that. So inshallah, if Allah wills, we'll be able to get in touch with Google and then get that place on Google Maps, so that it's going to be easier for other people to find.
I think the most fascinating moment of the whole entire journey, when we visited the first mosque, when we prayed there, when we had the fire and we sat around it and have the conversation, and just remembering the Kamalis, they used to pray here. They built this place. Obviously, it was just a remain of the mosque. It wasn't actually a mosque, but that particular spot, it was. I feel connected to the land. You feel connected to your history. You feel connected to your religion as well as a Muslim. Yeah.
Allahu Akbar. الحمد لله رب العالمين الرحمن الرحيم مالك يوم الدين إياك نعبد وإياك نستعين اهدنا الصراط المستقيم صراط الذين أنعمت عليهم غير المغضوب عليهم ولا الضالين.
They were hard workers. They contribute to the welfare of Australia. They did a lot of hard work. They were obviously the backbone of our country. So if we connect the past to the present, and the Muslim of the past and the new Muslims of today, then that will help them to shape that view about themselves as Muslims, to help them to understand their identity as Muslim, which is a lot of our youth struggle with their identity. Am I a Muslim? Am I Australian? And we teach them, we help them to learn that you are Australian, you're also a Muslim. And it's important that connect with the history of Australia, knowing that Muslims were here for a very long time. It's not just the last 50 years. They've been here for a very long time.
Together, we are stitched in rich history.
Whether that's the first explosion or the second explosion.
We share pain.
Not clear.
We share love. And our threads are composed of struggle, survival, and sometimes small victories. We pray. We pray for humanity because loss is always felt mutually. And the universe sends us light. And when it fades, we liberate each other. Through action and verb. Through voice and word. We find hope in unity.
So let us rewrite destinies, because you and I can be the painters of a better history.
We are right now in Ramadan. We have delicious meals in our tables. Let us help our brothers to have decent meals on their table and not to be hungry during month of Ramadan. Help us to aid our brothers in Gaza and in the other 36 destinations worldwide. May Allah bless you and make your Ramadan a blessed Ramadan bi-idnihi ta'ala.
This Ramadan, while we're enjoying the great blessings of Allah subhanahu wa ta'ala, many people around the world are struggling. Let's together be the aid for them so we can get the great pleasure of Allah subhanahu wa ta'ala.